Is it possible that a welfare state of mind infects many people without them even knowing it? What do I mean? I'm a history guy, you know what I'm saying? And if you go back in history, man, it's very interesting to note how black people, for example, how we did before the welfare state was introduced, right, with the Civil Rights Bill and things of that nature in the 60s. How we did before that and after that. And I think it's several reasons for why we did better, why we were getting married, why we were, employing ourselves into trades, and the family unit was together, and like I said, we had skills, and we were actually, contributing to society and making, wealth for ourselves and making money. And then you fast forward, like I said, to the 60s and the civil rights, and you get the welfare state being introduced, and we just see the black family do that. I think it's several reasons for this, but I think Thomas Sowell gives a great explanation of why this might be. Roll the clip.
As of 1960, 2/3 of all black American children were living with both parents. That declined over the years until only 1/3 were living with both parents in 1995. Among black families in poverty, 85% of the children had no father present, close quote. So it's not the legacy of slavery that destroys the African-American family.
It's the legacy of the welfare state.
Why does the welfare state dissolve the family structure?
For one thing, it makes it unnecessary for fathers to support their offspring. And in fact, it makes it counterproductive in many cases. A very poor man who might be able to support his family realizes his family will be better off without him. But on the other hand, someone who's strictly irresponsible, either the man or the woman or both, now pays no price for being irresponsible. The taxpayers pay the price. And actually, the harm done to the taxpayers, which is serious, still is not comparable to the harm done to the families, and especially the children.
To the kids.
Yeah.
All a welfare state of mind is a mind that's trained to receive handouts, to be rewarded for doing nothing. That's essentially what it is the government gives me resources, and only thing I'm required to do is this. That's going to produce complacency in a person. That's going to produce laziness in a person. That's not going to make somebody say, man, I got to get up and grind. Why? Because all I have to do is this, and I have things put in the palm of my hand. Versus, let's say an entrepreneur, for example. This is the difference in philosophy that I'm talking about. An entrepreneur wakes up every single day understanding, if I don't work, I won't eat. Now you might say, but Jalen, the 9-to-5 guy, he has that same drive. If he doesn't get up and go to work, he doesn't eat. In a sense, I see what you're saying. You're right, because both of them they're dependent on their physical exertion. But here's the difference. The 9-to-5 person, they're going to receive whether they work extremely hard and give it their all, or whether they just go through the motions. That's number one. Two, the 9-to-5, they have a limit. They have an hourly, ceiling. You can only receive this. And so they've already signed up to receive whatever that company is giving them, whether they go extremely hard or not. And this is by no means trashing the 9-to-5. I work, and I've worked for years. Shout out to the 9-to-5ers. But the entrepreneur wakes up and says, you know what? The degree in which I grind, the degree in which I hustle today is going to directly correlate with the degree of my return. My finances are going to directly correlate to the degree of my hustle. So if I hustle a little bit, I'm going to see a little bit of return on my investment of my energy and my time. And so there's an incentive to get up and get after it as an entrepreneur, because if I want this amount, if I want X to be my return, I have to get up and grind. Nobody's handing me anything. It's up to me. And so when it's up to you, when you understand that you control your destiny, you get up and work, you get up and grind. However, the welfare state of mind says the government is essentially my parent. He provides for me. And that's why a lot of people with that mindset, they tend to be lazy. They tend to not have a lot of ambition. They tend to not have a lot of motivation because everything is being done for them. This is why a parent shouldn't do everything for their children. Why? Because you do not want to foster a philosophy that says, I'm taken care of without grinding. It's your boy Rain. If you like what you heard, subscribe. Let's drop the welfare state and get back to working hard. After all, the Bible says, if a man doesn't work, he don't eat.